There is a radio host that they have purposely make like that type of voice. It's like, welcome to the talk show of Pawnee. And he does it literally the whole time. Like when they talk to him on the street, he's like, hello, Leslie. How are you doing? And that's his character, is having like a really obnoxious radio host voice.
Gotcha.
Also just being a general pain in the ass because he's the media that's bugging Leslie for basically the whole show. Because she has a rough time with their Indiana small mind media. That's like one of the main conflicts.
Small Mind Media. That's our new name company.
Yeah, Small Mind Media. Get that URL.
Our brand change, Small Mind Media.
All right, suck it, a novel thought.
Twice in one day. Look at that. Twice in like an hour.
Yeah, bro. Small Mind Media. That's our new company name. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Conversations Between. I am your host, Colton. And this is my co-host.
Oh, I thought you were going to introduce me. I was in the middle of a drink. How dare you?
I do that every time I see you drinking.
Monster.
That's why I started introducing is because you're drinking. Tyler. My co-host, Tyler. This episode is produced by Carter Prime, who is running the show from the chair.
The Shack chair. Not a sponsor.
Not a sponsor.
But
unless Shaq wants to sponsor us.
Oh, what if we could get
Remember when we did fake ad reads?
Oh, yeah.
We're going to have to bring that back someday just for fun.
Yeah, that was good. I liked that.
Before we get into that, check out our socials. Yeah, links are in the description for Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, Facebook. You can find us on YouTube. Subscribe on YouTube. And be always up to date on the new stuff coming out. We're still cranking out hard on Alone the first 3 days. I'm hoping to have that for a late January, beginning of February release. Hopefully, if everything goes to plan.
Is that going to be all 3 parts?
It'll be one part.
Very slow.
One part. All 3 parts are written. I got to send out part 3 to get it beta read and probably edited.
What about alpha read? Only by alpha males.
You know, that's really probably what we're lacking in our demographic is really the alpha male demographics.
Uh-huh.
So I'm thinking we're probably going to diversify into maybe more red meat.
Nice.
And
what about
probably beard oil? I think probably red meat and beard oil.
Let's be real. No alpha males actually using beard oil.
But they all sell it. They all sell it on
bar soap.
They all sell it on their podcasts, though.
Do they?
Yeah.
I guess I don't watch a lot of alpha male.
There's
podcasts.
a lot of like alpha males who sell beard oil, even though it really does seem kind of. I don't know. I guess you want your beard to be glorious if you're a real man.
It is funny because in every other facet, they're usually not very hygienic people.
I guess it really depends.
Generally
it depends
speaking.
What kind of alpha we're talking about, though. If we're talking about like the alpha men that we grew up with, who were like the hardcore wilderness gun nut whatevers, then probably
Wrangler wearing boys.
Probably hygiene wasn't their priority, but the
Based
ones
on
that
the ones I
like
knew.
the social media alpha males, hygiene's a huge priority. You know they spend a lot of time in the bathroom.
Nice.
Because it's all about how they look and looking alpha.
Good point.
Yeah.
We should
So
have
what
an
I'm saying is social media alpha males ain't real alpha males. I almost said ain't real social medias.
They ain't even real social medias. What's that guy's name? Not Facebook.
Not Facebook. Maybe we should start Alpha Socials.
Oh, that's such a horrible idea. I like it.
Carter, is that taking Alpha Socials? Alphabook?
No, just call it the Greek alphabet or something like that, and then you get assigned. It's like here we go.
Okay.
You ever been to Pottermore?
No.
You get sorted into your house.
But I know the concept, yeah.
You go on to the Greek alphabet, and you get sorted into Alpha, Beta, Omega, Sigma. That's it. Then that's like your Potter house.
We have like an application process, and if they write too good, They can't be alpha.
Absolutely
But
not.
if they don't write good enough, then they're definitely beta.
Yeah.
Because a real leader like knows how to communicate. But if they know how to communicate too well,
Beta.
they're kind of beta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
And if you're like too good to submit an application at all, then you're Sigma.
Absolutely.
Because you can't communicate, but clearly you're fucking out there on your own lone wolf in it.
Yeah, we have to send the invitation to them.
Yeah, exactly.
And then we'll notice if when we get it back, there's a splotch of beard oil on it. Little greasy fingerprints from the beard oil.
They have to do a video application too.
God.
Selling a beard product to us.
That or a soap that's supposed to be good for your skin.
But the ladies love.
Oh.
And then also that, or a disposable razor company subscription.
Yeah, that's another good one. So you either have a beard or you shave every flipping day.
Well, yeah, because if you're a real man, your beard hair grows really fast.
Yeah, I get 1 o'clock stubble.
Yeah,
in the morning.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like 1 a.m.
1 a.m. stubble. Shaved at midnight.
Shaved at midnight.
And if you don't have that kind of facial hair, then you can't be alpha because you ain't leading no pack.
Yeah.
Not with that fucking bitchy 1 week beard.
Mm-hmm.
Get out of here. That's some female stuff.
Man,
We'll drop the hard.
You're ready.
We'll drop the hard females all the time.
Yeah.
Because all the real alpha men.
They just say that.
They just say females instead of
That
treating
was
them like other humans.
That was a big thing in in like boot camp in the Navy.
Talking about females.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I think it was like a word they were allowed to say because they weren't allowed to I don't know, use some other term. I can't even think of any.
Bitches.
One of my RDCs did say, they're like, oh yeah, we have a female division next, and one of them turned to the other and said, we can't call those bitches. And we were like all of us were just standing there. It was like a Tuesday afternoon. We're just like, holy crap. It was like right before graduation, so the RDCs were like cool now, right?
Right.
We were done. And yeah, they were just like, oh, that's gonna suck, because they were going to be RDC teammates. I don't know what you call that, but they were going to work together again in some other division, and they were super mad because they're like, oh, we're just gonna have to say female a bunch, because they literally if someone is in the hall, instead of, I don't know, because they usually say, hey guy, or like you, so it'd be like, hey female, and I was like,
that sounds.
Oh, it was weird.
Yeah.
It was weird then. It's weird now. It was just really hostile.
Yeah, that does seem hostile.
But that was boot camp. Boot camp is hostile.
That's true. That's fair. I would say that's true. I have any reference, but
Yeah, you get
yeah,
it.
that's true. I get. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I worked out once.
I don't want to be able to turn around and punch them.
I'd have killed a drill instructor. Shit, what were we talking about?
The Greek alphabet.
Oh yeah, the Greek alphabet. I think the way we're talking about criticizing people for talking down on women probably very clearly puts us in the beta category, though.
Yeah.
So we'll start this platform, but we're gonna be betas.
Honestly, that makes sense.
That's one of on the application. There's a bunch of questions do you work out? How often do you have sex? Do you respect women? And if you check
Pre-workout, yes or yes.
yeah, and if you check respect women,
plus.
yes, beta,
Instant
beta.
It's an instant drop. What happens if you had more than one yes in those type of categories where it's a no? Or it should be a no. Do you just go to Sigma, or does it just make you do you get to the point that you're beta prime? You're
I mean, yeah, I think there has to be a hierarchy within each division because you want as much infighting as possible. So
what's the top alpha? I was thinking Lone Wolf Alpha.
No, because Lone Wolf is Sigma.
Oh crap! Okay,
Lone
Wolf
dude,
Sigma.
this is elementary stuff. Keep up.
Sorry.
This is clearly.
It's been a minute since I studied the Greek alphabet.
Yeah, no, it would be Alpha Prime probably.
Alpha Prime.
Yeah, which sounds like a good steak. It's like a grade of steak.
Sounds like a steak sauce.
Yeah.
You're going through the aisles. You're A1, Worcestershire. Oh, Alpha Prime. That was pretty good. It's vinegar based, of course, for some reason.
Newman's Own Alpha Prime Steak Sauce.
Nice. Sponsored or promoted on the Joe Rogan podcast.
Served best with elk.
Yeah. Elk, other venison.
I mean, that's some of the other category too, right? They have to be hunters.
Yeah, but not like just with a gun. They need bow, musket, bare hand.
Bare hand.
Not the ones that sit in a tree stand either. They need to go wander around the woods for hours.
Have fought a bear.
Well, have fought and killed a bear.
Yeah.
That'll be the question. Have you fought a bear? Yes. Did you kill it? Either yes or it might as well have killed you then.
Next question. Are you still alive?
Yeah. Next question.
How bad did you die?
How bad did you die?
Bro, I watched a video on Reddit last night though. He was like clearly a wilderness guide. And this big old, in Alaska, and this big old grizzly was like coming up on his group. That fucking dude just like yelled the bear down. He had like a handgun, a revolver on him, but didn't shoot the bear. He just like got postured real big and was like, "Hey, get the fuck out of here!" And the bear was like, "Jesus, man, I'm sorry," and it turned around and left.
I know that there's like different strategies for different bears.
Yeah,
like
he like got all the people behind him. He's like, put your hands up in the air."
Yeah, one of them is you need to look bigger. I guess it is grizzly.
Yeah. And that bear was like, the bear like kept coming back, and then he'd like front on it and like yell at it some more, and the bear would like back up, and then eventually the camera cut off. So
they
died.
Yeah,
but
so they died. Yeah.
For a while, he was really running it off because the bear would like back up and turn around and kind of trot away, and stop, and be like, come back. Maybe they died. I was really impressed though. I was like, that guy's a real man.
Nice. Isn't that what you not do to mountain lions? Don't they like attack you if you be antagonistic? I've seen like charts of all those where it's like mountain lion, face it and slowly walk away and try not to tick it off.
Did you see the video of the dude who like ticked off a mountain lion?
Yeah, in Arizona.
And was like walking backwards down a trail, and it's just like chasing it, like not really chasing, but like fronting on him the whole way down. And the video was like fucking 10 minutes long of him walking away from a mountain lion.
Yeah, that's what I've heard is you're supposed to walk, because if you run, they're instant, like they're faster than you, they're stronger than you,
and that triggers their instincts too.
Yeah, and it triggers. Yeah, like have you ever run away from a trained police dog? We had one, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you'd be like, hey, you want to get bit by Allie? Just run away from her. She'll bite you.
No, I cannot say I've ever done that.
Yeah,
I have run away from
like
dogs
immediate.
and been bit though. So
yeah, it's like immediate.
Yeah, I don't know. Animals are scary.
I don't know. I don't think moose is that scary.
The dog moose, no.
Yeah, the dog, real moose.
Real moose are terrifying.
Yeah,
their bull moose in mating season is like widely considered the most aggressive animal in the woods. Overall, like predators, because they will fight anything. No matter what.
What could beat them?
I don't think much.
Like
they're
pack
huge.
of wolves, I guess, because they could outnumber them eventually.
Yeah.
Or what's the other main predators? Grizzly bears, wolves.
Yeah, I don't know that grizzlies really hunt moose though.
What do they hunt? I mean, they eat salmon and.
I mean, they hunt some things, but a lot of times I think they're mostly just not really scavengers, but yeah, like salmon, fish, berries.
Yeah.
As if salmon aren't fish.
Yeah, salmon, fish.
Salmon and also fish. I think they'll hunt like deer and stuff. I don't really know. Hey, Cedric. Or Carter Prime.
Cedric? Okay, thank you. God, I love that keyboard.
Yeah, I've been leaving it in.
I honestly want a clicky. Mine is kind of clicky clacky.
Bro, mine is so fucking loud.
Is it?
We talked about it last podcast, so I'm not gonna.
Again, yeah. What's the deets?
What do bears hunt?
They may eat insects, a variety of flowering plants, roots, tubers, grasses, berries, small rodents, salmon and or fish, carrion,
okay, so like dead prey.
Other meat sources, and even human garbage, if it is easily accessible.
Yeah, so they're not really hunters.
Yeah, interesting.
Basically, and just in case we couldn't hear Cedric, and I'll have to edit all that out. They eat like insects, flowers, berries, beetles,
salmon and fish.
Carrion,
small rodents,
stuff like that. They're not really like
human
large
garbage.
game hunters. human garbage, so like people nobody likes.
Yeah, you get it.
So they'd probably eat me.
Speaking of human garbage, Jersey Shore's coming back on.
God, why? I've never seen it, but
I
why?
haven't either. I don't know. I literally saw the ad for it, and the beginning of it is, "Did you miss us?" And I literally was like,
Who?
"Oh God, why?"
Well, I hate reality TV.
The only reality TV that I have ever like watched with any sort of consistency, really not even that consistent, is Survivor.
I mean, that's I don't know. So I guess I used to watch. I used to love Survivor Man. Did you ever see that show?
I watched Survivor Man, but I think I more watched Man vs. Wild.
I liked Survivor Man because Survivor Man was actually kind of real. Man
Yeah,
versus
'cause-
Wild, don't do anything that guy says.
Well, because he had a camera crew the whole time.
Yeah, also a lot of his advice is like terrible. Like he would like wash off bear poop and eat it. And shit like that. He had like advice to
had,
get you
like,
killed.
classic could technically keep you alive, but in 99% of circumstances you don't need to go to that point.
But I liked like Survivor Man because he actually like went out. Not only did he survive, he was completely alone and he was filming the TV show.
It was wild. Like,
Yeah.
especially when you'd see him set up something and then like,
Walk like a mile away and then it
And
shows
then-
him come all the way back and get the camera.
yeah.
No, that to me, that was cool. That was like legit.
It was a pretty sweet show.
Yeah. I really liked that one.
The only
Remember-
thing that was boring about his, or I say boring, is that it turns out surviving in most places is pretty much the same. So
Yeah.
a lot of times you're like, we've seen that before, and you're like, yeah, that's how you survive. Make a fire, make a lean-to, and then try to signal help, get to a nearest road, get to a power line, get to something like that, and then get out eventually.
I always liked the ones where he had to, like, he straight up wasn't able to do it. Those ones are always interesting. Like, there's
Oh,
one
yeah.
was, I think he was in the Amazon and a panther started hunting him.
Oh, I heard about that.
And he was like, nope, I'm out. And he quit. And
Yeah.
it followed him all the way back to like the camp he was supposed to rendezvous out. And then there was like a shot of him like inside the walls of the camp. And the panther was like patrolling the outside of it, trying to get into him.
Yeah, that's terrible.
That cat was 100% going to stalk and kill him.
Oh, 100%. Big cats are terrifying.
Big cats are horrifying. Well, think about how much dicks house cats are. And then add 500 pounds.
And a more killer instinct.
Yeah.
And
Well, maybe
yeah,
not 500 pounds, but
tigers are that
tigers,
heavy.
yeah, tigers are big cats.
Yeah.
Oh man, can you imagine?
No, because Zuko stalks us
Yeah,
in our own house.
yeah.
If he was 500 pounds, he'd be dead. He literally sits around the corner and waits for us to walk up the stairs and then jumps out at us.
Big cats are one of the most scary animals.
Totally related. Remember that time we were playing Far Cry 4 and we were trying to kill a town and then a tiger growled right next to us?
Oh,
And we almost pooped our
we
pants.
pooped ourselves. Trying to kill a town.
Yeah.
I think the tiger was the hero in that.
I do remember we used to throw bait into the town and be like,
That was fun.
Let the
I
tigers
missed that,
take
like-
care of it.
You could do that in New Dawn too, right? Yeah, we used bait.
Yeah, bears.
Yeah,
The bears.
all the mutated animals in New Dawn.
You can't really do it so much in 6. There's not
Uh,
really... They don't have the
Is
big
there
animals.
even a bait thing?
I don't remember. I don't remember.
I don't either. We gotta finish that.
Yeah, I have a little bit left.
I have all the outposts that I just saved for us to do together.
Nice.
I think there's like 12 or 15 already
Hashtag
done.
Twitch.
Hashtag a novel thought Twitch. A novel Twitch.
A Twitch.
A Twitch thought.
A Twitch.
A Twitch thought.
Ooh.
I guess we're teasing it, so we might as well put it out in the universe. We're changing the name of the company and the podcast to a novel thought.
What a novel thought.
Yeah. This is a little easier, more brand friendly. If
Yep.
I could say friendly, that'd be cool. More brand friendly.
More brain friendly.
More brand friendly.
More brain friendly.
We'll have more details next episode, though, when we've really locked down everything we're doing, how we're doing it. It may or may not affect the podcast name. We'll see.
I don't think it will. Conversations
That is
between.
conversations between. Yeah.
I don't think so.
Oh, That might be a pain in the ass with the RSS feed for the podcast. Oh, I gotta look into that. The name change. I might have to
re-upload,
which is gonna be a pain. That stuff I'm gonna have to deal with.
Well, at least we're doing it now when we have 14 instead of 114.
Yeah, well, we're actually closer to 20 things out, but it's still better
I
than
guess counting the stories. Yeah.
still better than 114.
Yeah, that was
Also, now while we have
would
limited listeners,
valued limited listeners,
very valued, heavily valued Ohio guy, we're looking at you.
people from California that might just be my own account, looking at you.
Oh yeah. There's a lot of incestuous views.
Yeah, you're like, man, we got 80 views, and it's like,
Well, I started and stopped at like 27 times.
We have whatever 80 minus 27.
Yeah.
53 views.
Yeah. No, we're getting there. Big cats are scary. We talked about that. What are you watching these days? We talked about it was funny when I was editing the last podcast. You could tell you and I were both like tired because we were a little combative about our opinions on Far From Home.
Yeah.
It was funny. It was good content.
Hashtag Green Goblin.
Hashtag Green Goblin. Hashtag Willem Dafoe is awesome.
Yeah, he is. He's great. I was happy he came back for that. Yeah, other than that, though, I have not really watched. I think we're just like rewatching Psych again, because why not?
Psych is good.
Yeah.
We both just did the
How many
2 fingers to the forehead.
How many hats are in the room? 1. Does the beanie count? You know it doesn't. 0. Or no, it says it's a cap. That is a quote.
I like that show because watching that show makes you more observant.
Oh, it literally does. I think about it every time I now. Like when you're watching it, you'll go into a building and someone will be like, "Oh, do you know the bathroom?" You're like, "It's the back right corner. There's a thing over there." It's like, why are you paying attention to that? There's also 16 hats in the room. What's wrong with you? Nothing.
Nothing. I'm psychic.
Nothing. I'm fine. I'm psychic.
Yeah, that's a great show.
It's fantastic.
What have I been? I don't think I've watched anything. Have I watched anything? I did watch Witcher. I watched Witcher.
Oh, nice. If I played the games, I'd watch it because I've heard it does a good job. But I haven't played the games, and I don't really have a desire to watch it.
Yeah, I need to read the books. It was books before it was games. So.
Huh? I feel like that's usually the opposite.
Well, it was. Yeah, I mean, it was like they made the game based on the books.
Weird.
Adrian. I don't remember the guy's last name, the author. But yeah, it's books first. Very The books are well liked and popular. I need to read them.
Huh.
The game, I've only played Witcher 3, and it is one of my favorite games I've ever played. Very, very good.
Are there any other games that have a book series before them?
I'm sure there has to be.
Because I know like Halo was a Halo, and then people wrote books and movies about it.
Yeah. Supposedly there's a Halo TV show coming.
Huh.
That might be kind of cool. If they don't fuck it up.
That'll be... I mean, it'll probably be neat regardless, but...
Yeah.
I know they've done a movie.
They did something that was trash, I think.
I had a roommate that watched it.
There was also like a YouTube series. Remember when like TV shows on YouTube were really big?
For that like 2 weeks?
Yeah.
When YouTube was trying really hard to make YouTube Red work.
I think there was a Halo one, if I'm not mistaken.
I know Red versus Blue.
Oh yeah, like that
was a really popular thing, but it's like a...
Was that Rooster Teeth?
I think so. Yeah. Okay. Getting the nod
Getting from Carter Prime. One of the other OG YouTube channels.
All of them?
One of them.
Oh, yeah.
Rooster Teeth was.
Rooster
they were very big.
And Smosh and Jenna Marbles and iJustine. It's like all the ones I knew.
Yeah.
Shane Dawson, you know.
Yeah, not... Oof. That guy needs to go away.
I mean, he definitely won't.
No, but he needs to.
I don't actually really know much of his fall. I know the gist, but I also didn't really care to go investigate it.
Allegedly. Don't sue with anyone. Allegedly, it's like he's a pedophile, basically.
Gotcha.
Not really, but probably. I don't think anything is stuck, but there's some pretty weird shit. And then he used to do some super, super racist stuff back in the day.
Oh, it's just blackface.
Like a lot of
right?
blackface. And,
Yeah.
throwing slurs at people, stuff like that.
Nice. That's a good way to
Really,
get yourself out there.
Yeah. But then also, like, I don't know. Some other very weird. I watched a video on it. I don't know why. I hate YouTube drama, but
YouTube trauma.
YouTube drama. That's like a whole industry.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
It's that classic no media or any media is good media type of concept.
But no, Witcher was good. I enjoyed Witcher. First season, very confusing. They have like 3 timelines going on at the same time, but they don't like give you any way to know which timeline you're in other than the story that's being progressed. And you don't really know which one takes place before until the end of the show. It's very confusing. And then the second season, they actually just tell basically just one timeline story.
And you're like,
wow, this is so much better. The first season felt very much like you were playing quests in the game.
Oh.
And apparently people who are huge game fans really liked it and were mad about season 2. And everybody who likes good cohesive narratives likes season 2 much, much, much better.
So season 2 is going to be repeated.
Yeah, so season 2 it will probably be the
thing
format.
To be bothered by. God, the second season played more like a movie. What a bother.
But no, it was good. I know Cedric's watching it. Carter Prime is watching it, so I don't want to spoil anything.
Nice.
But it was good. That's all I've watched.
I like how many articles I've seen pulled up of Shane Dawson now.
Oh, is he over there researching Shane Dawson?
Yeah, he's preparing.
Everything I said was allegedly, by the way.
Allegedly.
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 If you're coming here for hard facts,
don't come here.
Don't come here.
No.
We are going to be at .org, though.
We are going to be at .org. You know why? Because it's an organization.
An organization.
Like a game.
Like a game. CD Projekt, a novel thought.
CD Projekt, by a novel thought, produces Cyberpunk 84.
I gotta go back and play Cyberpunk. I started it and then I just quit because it was basically unplayable on my Xbox.
Was that back when you had a 1?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I put it onto my Series X and then I just couldn't get into it.
I've heard that glitchiness and issues behind a lot of people are just like, it's just boring.
That was my problem. I just like, once I started playing on Series X, I was like, I just don't care about this. But a lot of people really like it now.
That's kind of how the Battlefield world is. It's
Yeah.
always bad releases and then eventually gets around. Also, I did play Battle 42.
Battle 42. Battle number 42.
Yeah, Battle 42. Sorry, 2042. I liked this one.
It's good.
Yeah. No, scoreboard's a little weird, but honestly, once you stop wanting constantly to know how bad you're doing and just play, is actually kind of more enjoyable to not have a scoreboard because you just don't care. It makes it way easier to be like, where are our objectives? Why are we losing all these objectives? Let's go get this objective. Rather than like, oh, I'm only 12 and 14.
So do you think that was the impetus behind taking it out?
I think it might have been, honestly. It feels like there's way less nonsense snipers on the edge. Like, it feels like most people play objective. At least all the chaos happens around objectives now. A lot more than I feel.
That was what I noticed when we did the beta, is because there's double the players now.
Oh,
the objectives were insane.
Literally carnage.
Yeah,
there was
fun.
one.
It was like one Call of Duty map at every single objective.
Yeah,
which was crazy.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a good time. Most of the setup I actually like the use of operators to give you different gadgets, and that's how you change your role. It's based on the operator, and then you can have whatever gun set you want. Is really nice. So you could be a medic sniper if you want. which is way nice.
Yeah.
It makes it way easier.
Trying to think of the logistics of being a medic sniper, though.
You and a group of snipers. One guy's the medic.
Okay, that's a good application, yeah. Because I was thinking of like a guy who's like doing Overwatch for his squad, and he's also the medic.
Yeah.
And they all run out 400 yards and die. And he's like, oh shit.
Yeah, no. It was really useful. We got like pinned into like a little area. And I think all of us were medics at that point. And we were just like, I was running a sniper, and it was just like, I die, get picked up, they go down, I pick them up. Even like non-squad mates. You're like, okay, don't worry, I'll keep we'll keep all of us up, even though there's like 4 snipers in here. We're all medics, so you just like self-sustaining. So it was really hard to kill us whenever we'd get pigeonholed somewhere.
Speaking of that, changing the subject slightly. Do you remember on 5 there was that map where it was like 2 streets that kind of ran parallel, and you'd push down them?
Yes.
In like a little city. Remember the time you and I were running in a squad on that, and we got like 40 kills apiece because we just kept like pushing, and then we'd basically do it over again and push, do it over again and push, and we just played the whole game.
You can do that super well in a lot of these maps.
Okay.
That was very apparent. Like if you had a couple medics just running back to back, because there's so much death now. It's so insane. So you need half your people to be medics to have a good push. Like, even more so than before. Because it's not like
medic.
One guy gets 4 kills and then the place is empty. There's like 12 people, enemies at every single place.
Did they between the beta and the launch, did they change the prompts so you can actually see them?
For the guns, not so much, but everything else is a lot.
Because I remember, like, in the beta, trying to res people was so hard.
Oh, it's super easy now.
Find the prompt.
Super easy now.
Okay,
yeah,
that's good.
Way easier. You literally, it just shows, like, the little circle with
like it used to be?
Yeah, and you literally just go up, and you just click X on it immediately.
Okay, because
it's super easy to grab.
It was a pain in the ass in the beta.
Also, you don't have to, like, be stuck in one spot when you res somebody.
Oh, really?
If you click res, you start warming up the defibrillators, and you can be, like, moving around them. And then it'll, right at the last second, it forces you to come down, like, into an animation real quick. But otherwise, you can, like, still kind of move, so you're not just freaking target.
That's good, yeah. That was one of the problems with 5, is you were locked in, and it was so slow.
Yeah, now it's still slow, but you can move around probably like a 1.5 meter, 2 meter radius. It's like, as long as you're basically still on top of the person or close to. But you could literally just run a little circle there if you wanted.
I just imagine in real life looking at that.
Some
dude like this.
And then he just goes, boom. And then...
and this dude with like 40 bullet holes just like stands up.
Yeah, he defibrillates the guy who got shot. And he comes back to life.
Yeah. Zombies. They're all zombies.
Yeah.
Speaking of zombies, did you see Falling in Reverse's new song?
I did.
I know we both enjoy Falling in Reverse.
Yeah, and Luke Holland is the drummer.
Luke Holland's the drummer, which we talked about. What'd you think of it?
It's alright. I don't know if it's like my favorite song by them ever.
I thought it was like, it had a lot of really like catchy, very much like hook riffs. It was very like,
yeah,
it was like a crowd pleaser type song.
Yeah.
I mean, Ronnie Radke, so monster of a vocalist. So that was great. I loved the breakdown. The breakdown was like super chunky and lovely. But I think that some of their other more recent ones were better.
Yeah, that's
like the operatic I'm Not a Vampire song. It was amazing.
I would put like Drugs above it too.
Yeah.
But
Drugging Me Is You.
Yeah, I think all those were better, but this was fun.
Popular Monster, I think, is still my favorite. This one was closer to Popular Monster than
the remake ones.
Than the other two. And Popular Monster is probably my favorite of all of them.
Yeah, it is a lot like that one, yeah. It has a similar breakdown.
Similar breakdown, similar vocals with less rap.
Yeah.
But no, I thought it was good. I like what they do. I think that's a genius business model. Where they don't do albums anymore. They just do...
Oh, they just do singles?
Crazy, yeah. They just do crazy, highly produced singles.
Huh.
And they're so well produced with the music. The music videos are just absurdly high produced.
I did not know that was what they did now.
Yeah, they haven't done an album. They've done like
Oh yeah, the last album was literally like 2015 or 14.
Yeah,
Or
and
something.
maybe they will someday. I don't know what their business plan is, but the last like 3 years, they just every like 4, 5, 6 months they put out a new song. And they generate so much hype each time.
Yeah, I mean, why make more if that's working for you, especially?
Yeah, like I don't know. I think it's cool. I think it's an interesting.
Especially because he can just redo all his old
'Cause
songs
I
in
don't
this new
think
style.
nobody. I'm not gonna speak for everybody, but I know for myself the way I listen to music with like Spotify and YouTube and all these randomly generated playlists. You're never listening to whole albums anymore. You're listening to single tracks. A whole bunch of single tracks.
I
Instead
guess
of
I'm an
sitting down.
old dude in that I generally listen to a whole album. When I do.
And I don't. And I think that that's probably kind of where the industry's going with all these streaming services that don't necessarily give you the whole album to listen to.
No, most of them don't. It's
So
usually
it probably
just
you probably get more downloads if you have one single that gets played over and over again as opposed to a whole album that doesn't get that much.
yeah.
But I don't know. I don't really know what that business model.
I'm trying to think. The last like album that I just have Apple Music. I just add it to my library, but was the 21 Pilots album, and that one I listened to like as an album, but it also flows like an album. So
Yeah. My last album that I got was We Are Not Your Kind by Slipknot. That's the last one I bought.
oh yeah, that makes sense.
And I listened to that all the way through multiple times, but I definitely listen to certain songs on repeat more.
Oh yeah, I feel like I listen to songs on repeat that aren't the popular ones because I'm usually sick of the popular one.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this deep track one is way better. Like, that's how I feel about most 21 Pilots. Like, Stressed Out, great song. Not my favorite song of theirs.
Stressed Out.
Like, I feel like half that album is better than that song.
Interesting. I wonder, like,
But it had a video that was popular. I think that helped it.
that probably helps too.
And it's just catchy.
Yeah. I wonder, like, do the music producers know or have a good sense of what songs are going to be the hits in the album? Or I wonder how often they're surprised by which one gets the most downloads.
Ooh. I bet if they knew, they would never make...
Yeah,
No.
I just wonder, like, because when they put out singles, I'm assuming the idea is, hey, we're going to put out a single from this track, and it's going to be one of the ones that, like, generates tons of hype. But, like, do they have a good sense of when a song is going to be the one? Or do you put an album and go, why the fuck does everybody love that song so much? That was my least favorite song.
I guess they would always favor ones with catchy melodies.
It's true.
Like, it'd be less... Yeah, I have no idea, though. Also, on Apple Music, they have, like, stars by songs that are supposed to be, like, the popular or most streamed or something. Most played or something like that. It's in, like, relation to the genre or the artist, I think. Because you go to some artists and it's, like, star, and you're like, never heard of this person, ever. So I know it's not, like, an overly popular
Right.
song.
It's just probably their highest.
It's, like, their popular
Like,
song.
if we were to star our podcast discography, it would be like The Graveyard Shift would be starred.
Yeah.
Nobody's
Exactly.
ever heard of it, but it's gotten the most downloads.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, something like that. But the ones on Apple are like super random. Like you'll go into like Billie Eilish's, and like Bad Guy will be starred, and then like some other song that you're like, I don't think I've ever heard that one on the radio, but this one's on the radio. Why is this one not starred? Like I don't know how well that system works on Apple's, but
Yeah, and maybe
that's
that's true. Like, what drives its selection for radio?
well, stuff that doesn't have a ton of bleeping needs. I know.
Yeah, I mean,
also
it's
jumps
I don't know
there.
what it is today. It used to be it was curated by the radio hosts, right? So
Yeah.
it was literally whatever they decided was good. But today, where so much of that stuff is also streaming, do radios? Who listens to radio anyway? I thought you were about to say I do.
I listen to sports radio at work sometimes,
I
but
mean, that feels different than like who listens to music on the radio when streaming is so much
when
better.
my phone won't connect. It's literally, and because it has local traffic updates, so some mornings I turn it on to make sure there's not a crash.
I legitimately cannot remember the last time I've deliberately turned my radio on. Sometimes I'll be trying to hook my phone up and I'll actually turn the radio volume up. And then I'll be like, oh, why is it on a channel that's speaking a language I don't know? And turn it off.
Nice.
Yeah,
I just went to a local one that plays today's hits. You know, songs from now until ever, because they play literally just any song ever. Like, it's really funny. They'll be like, today's hits. And then it'll be like
Elvis
Phil
Presley.
Collins. And you're like, today's hits, huh?
Today's hits. You ain't nothing but a hound dog.
Basically. It's like,
We're going to get demonetized now because of that perfect recreation.
yeah. It's definitely not parody or whatever the other terms are.
Fair use.
Yeah. Yeah, literally the only reason we have it is so when my phone doesn't hook up, at least it's something that I won't want to.
Do you have satellite radio or just regular old?
I used to have satellite radio, but I just got rid of it. I used it when I had a commute because it played all this talk show stuff, like sports talk shows. And that's what I listened to in the morning because those started like 3 a.m. or something. Insane because they start at 7 a.m. Eastern. So they start super early in the morning. So it's perfect for commuting. And I can't listen to music when I'm like tired. Otherwise it'll just make me fall asleep.
Oh, interesting. Even if you put on something like super hype?
It's more likely I'm going to just fall asleep quicker.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Probably because I listened to like heavy metal on the bus every day when I was a kid.
So your brain is just like
associated with it.
your brain is just like, don't want to be here.
Yeah. Well, there's literally like events that full screaming in my ear. Yeah, basically.
Good nightmare.
Yeah. I was trying to remember. I was like, was that album released yet?
Dude, that's one of my favorite songs of theirs.
Yeah, I learned how to play the little intro on the bells when I was in band.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, just like dun 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 dun, dun. And I would just do it in the morning whenever we'd like people are just warming up, and I'd be like, "Oh, let me do this." Because I had a couple buddies who liked it, and they would just like immediately turn at me and be like, "What the hell?" And I was like, "Yes, I looked up the 8 notes it is or whatever." Yes, B flat, F, D, so whatever they are.
You were a band kid?
Yeah.
How long did you do band?
5th grade on.
5th grade on, okay. And you still play drums, right?
A little bit. I have an electric kit, but nothing to the point that I used to.
Oh.
I've definitely lost a lot of those skills, I've noticed.
Dude, isn't it sad how fast that stuff atrophies?
Yeah, it's annoying. Like,
yeah.
Even just stuff that I'm like, I don't know, it shouldn't not work. Like, where you're like, hands, do the thing. Like, what the heck?
Do the thing my brain already knows.
Because, like, drum kit's way different than, because I played quints and snare drum and all that.
Okay.
Way different action, way different motion. It's still drumming, but, like, where stuff is, the patterns you do, it's a lot different. But, like, I used to play on a hi-hat on snare. You'd have the cymbal player would come and, like, be the hi-hat.
Mm-hmm.
Like, real common. Even now when I'm just messing around, I'll, like, hit sticks together, and I'm like, how? What is wrong with you, hands? This never happened before.
So when can we expect your your drum content for the podcast?
2042.
What
if that was just
20 years from now? We're not even doing the podcast anymore.
That's all you hear. It's just like me on my electric kit. We don't import the drum part. It's just and then my bass drum is literally just like I mean, you've heard it. It's just like a knocking.
Yeah, because it's just you hitting a vinyl surface.
Yeah. It's like, oh, what is this garbage? And it's like, no, it sounds really good in the headphones. Like, yeah,
it's literally you yelling because the volume's so loud.
Yeah. Perfect.
That's great content.
Yeah, and you can't hear the song I'm listening to. You're just
yeah, copyright.
Yeah, we just go like, okay, now he's going to be drum covering Nightmare by Ben Senful. And you just faintly hear it in my ears, like, doo, 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 doo. And then you just hear with a little bass drum kicks. And it's like, what is this flipping garbage?
But that's in 20 years, so
Yeah, that's
you have to wait
years,
for that.
So yeah, you have to wait for that. Exclusive content.
Coming. What if we reunite? We've broken up by then. We're not a company anymore. We all hate each other. And
As most companies.
Yeah, and then, famous companies that break up like a band.
Yeah. Not one of them going to a different thing and then just leaves the company. No, like broke up.
Like a band.
Yeah. We're the Beatles, obviously.
Yeah. But you 2042 rolls around, you roll over to Melody and you're like, it's time. She's like, are you sure about this, Tyler? And you're like, no, it's time. You get out your phone, you blow dust off it for some reason.
No, it's just this phone.
Yeah.
Like I had gotten a new number, but I still kept this one. So it's just
it's your cell phone now, and you're like, we blow the dust off. You turn it on. It looks super dated now when it turns on.
Oh yeah, because like
you only have 2 contacts left in it.
Yeah.
One is Cedric and one is Colton. You start a group call and everybody's like, and Cedric answers.
You like pop your wrist open and it,
yeah, and Cedric answers and he's like, hello? And you're like, it's time. He's like, it's time? And you're like, yeah, it's time. Did you talk to Colton? No, I'm calling him next. Okay, I'll be there.
I thought this was a group call.
I changed my mind.
Okay.
I didn't answer the group call.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, I understood.
And then you call me, and I'm like, you have the audacity to call me. It's been 20 years. And you're like, that's all behind us now. It's time.
It's time.
And I'm like, man, I don't know if I can do this anymore, man. I don't know. And you're like, Colton, it's time. And I'm like, all right, I'll be there. Screen wipes.
Screen wipe. Can we do the star wipe?
Star
Yeah.
wipe.
Yeah.
Shows us all pulling up in different vehicles to this apartment, but it's all run down.
Obviously, yeah.
And we look at each other. We don't talk. There's no music playing. We slowly walk up, and we have like a little standoff about who goes up the stairs first, because it used to be Cedric's house. He goes up, and he pushes on the door, and it's all broken. Hinges creak when we open it. We come in here. All this setup is still here. But it's got tarps on it. And we pull the tarps off, and there's like this cloud of dust.
Yeah, the clear sheets like in old in old mansions.
And there's like cloud of dust, and we rip it all down, and we get his computer.
Here, I got this set up. You ready?
Oh my god.
I can't believe it's still here.
Oh, the lights come on.
Lights still work.
We sit down, we get our headphones on. We're like, is this good distance? Cedric, how's our levels? Cedric's like, he's doddering now. He's a little bit, he's like, the levels are good, boys.
And then I'm like, all right, it's time.
And then you just start playing drums that nobody can really hear, freaking out.
And then you're like, did you bring your kit?
Oh, shit. All right, lap solo it is.
That's it.
And then we fight, and we all go home.
All right. That's what we're doing in 2042. Set the date.
Put it in the calendar.
January.
It has to go that way, though.
January 8th, 2042.
Oh my god.
Some weird stuff's got to happen.
What if we're still like good friends like the day before?
We have to break up.
We have to break up.
Yeah.
Yeah, even if we're good friends the day before, we have to break up.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, we can't be disingenuous on a podcast from 20 years prior.
We fight on January 6th. Don't talk on January 7th. so that you can make the calls on January 8th.
Guys, it's time.
Guys, it's time. And we put our differences aside. We reunite the band.
Pull off the sheets
Yeah.
that have accumulated dust in 2 days.
We just pay Melody and Alicia to come put baking powder all over everything.
Yeah. Okay, make it look like it's dusty.
It's just cornstarch.
Oh man, imagine you have make it like a straight up music video, and it has the crappy security cam footage up in the corner.
And we walk in, but we all look up at the camera as soon as we come in.
Yeah, we're I can't believe we're here. All right.
Spike the lens. Overly dramatic. Grab the tarp. Shake it really hard for some reason.
Doesn't come off first time.
Yeah. Then we all cough and wave dust out of our face.
For a long time.
Even though we added the dust in post.
No, cough and all that, and dry heave for a couple minutes.
We all have to go back outside because there's so much dust.
All right, we'll let this settle.
Yeah.
No cutting.
Spike the camera. Walk out the door.
No cut. You have to wait to watch the dust slowly settle. And then one of us has to check on it.
Partway through, and we're like, nah, it's not good yet.
Yeah, not yet. Okay. Okay. I think it'll probably just be a few minutes. Well, now what?
You just vaguely hear us talking behind the door.
Serena, yeah, how you been? Yeah, it's been a long time. It's been 2 days. It's been a long time. How you been? Does anyone... No one remembers this bit. What? Oh, yeah, Ohio guy. I know. He's our greatest supporter. And he's still around. He works for the company now.
Ohio guy sued us and owns the company.
Yeah. He sued us. Sure, he's one of the
he sends an
moderators
email
now.
and he's like, lawyer up.
Lawyer up, you sons of guns.
But we're all stuck in this contract now where we're required to make content for him.
What are we, Britney Spears?
No, he got us on illegal activity, and instead of public service, we have to do 20,000 hours of content.
That would be a hilarious sentence. You are hereby sentenced 20,000 hours. Oh my gosh, community service is gonna suck. Of creating content. What?
But you don't get paid.
You don't get paid for it.
Ohio guy does.
It's what? How? What? No.
This feels unethical, okay?
He's like, shut up. I'm Steve Harvey. I can do whatever I want.
Steve Harvey.
I say that because he now has a show where he's the judge. Like Judge Judy, but it's Judge Steve Harvey.
I feel like he is not
Just
qualified.
horrifying.
Have you seen the things where he
it's
between Family
horrifying.
Feud episodes or whatever, he just starts preaching?
Yes, it's horrifying.
Talks about how he pays the guy who cuts his hair $5,000 a haircut.
Yeah.
Which is really relatable to anybody who's struggling with money issues.
Well, yeah. I mean, it makes sense.
Also,
That's what I pay for a haircut.
Yeah.
You don't either?
I mean, I only $2,500 because I only have half the hair.
Oh, okay.
Isn't he bald?
Yeah, isn't Steve Harvey bald?
I think so. Maybe it's for his mustache. Maybe that's what he means. He's totally bald.
Maybe he shaves his head for $5,000.
Wow. I'm in the wrong business. Sorry, guys. I gotta go to be Steve Harvey's barber.
Your resume, Steve Harvey's barber.
First guy walks up. This dude's freaking bald. Don't tell him that.
Shh. Steve
Don't
Harvey.
tell Steve
Steve
that.
Harvey thinks he has hair.
Yeah, don't tell Steve that. His mind's eye, he just sees it. It's like total.
It's like, no, I like it short. I cut it short. I like it cut short.
Yeah, I'm a by choice bald.
He goes in once a week and the guy gets his clippers on. Is like, bzzz. Oh, look at all this hair. dustpans it up.
Yeah. It's like, oh.
Has like some in his sleeve that he's like sprinkling on the floor.
Yeah. Oh. Ugh.
What a guy.
Oh, Steve Harvey.
What a guy.
It's so hard.
I'm just watching over
Yeah, I know.
Cedric's shoulder.
Steve Harvey
We're
is
watching
such a-
Cedric scroll through the internet, pictures of Steve Harvey.
just on Google Images.
Look at that dapper smile though.
Yeah, and he can say kill. Really good.
Yeah.
Great meme. I do love that meme.
Yeah. What a character. Salt of the earth, love him to death.
My favorite is seeing people like doing Steve Harvey impressions. And it's like, wait for it, slightly inappropriate thing, stare at contestant.
Yeah, act horrified.
Yeah, act horrified. Go up to next person. If they don't, be annoyed that they didn't get it right. Next person says something mildly inappropriate or sexual or whatever.
Sexual.
Get horrified face on. Oh my god. Bored? Oh wait, it's number 1 because the question was literally asking something exactly like that.
Yeah. The question is clearly sexual. Be horrified, the answers are sexual.
Yeah, exactly. The Steve Harvey 101 playbook.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But at least we have, that's what daytime television is and always has been. The Steve Harveys, the Maury, the Dr. Phils, the Dr. Oz's.
Dr. Phil's though. That's a weird show.
I mean, he's
That
just a
dude's
weird
into some
person.
yeah, that dude's into some weird things too. He's got like that whole likes to send kids away to these camps where they basically just kidnap the kids and abuse them for weeks to rehab them.
Yeah.
I don't remember what they're called, but they're super sketch.
Do they at least use electroshock therapy?
Probably. Yeah.
That makes sense, yeah.
Probably.
Have you ever seen the clip where the kid just roasts him?
No.
I'll have to try to find it and send it to you. It's pretty hilarious
I saw
because he essentially it's one of those classic punk kids who won't listen to his mom or something, and he says something and he just straight up's like, "You're not even a real doctor. I heard you're just goes in on him weird stuff like that, or it's literally just yeah, I don't care, we're not doing this, and you're just like, do you think they planned for that to happen, or did they think the kid was gonna show up and be scared?
I think that's his assumption. Is that everybody respects him and values his opinion.
It's good. It's
Yeah.
a good I mean, wasn't both the doctor dudes from Oprah? I know Dr. Oz was one of the byproducts of Oprah show.
To be honest, I don't know the origin story for Dr. Phil.
You don't know his origin story?
No, I don't.
Dude, it's as old as time.
It's as old as time. In the beginning, there was Dr. Phil.
It's more like then there was Oprah and then there was Dr. Oz.
In the beginning, there was Oprah. And Oprah looked into the void and said, "Let there be Dr. Oz." And there was Dr. Oz.
And he
she
was
saw
on
that
her
it was
show
good.
for some time. But then he split off onto a different network.
And she saw that it was
Anywho, I
good.
digress. It was good.
And so she said, "Let there be Dr. Phil." And then there was Dr. Phil.
And it was bad.
And it was bad.
And then she said...
And she cast Dr. Phil out of heaven.
She cast him down.
And 1/3 of the host of Oprah fell with him.
And thus
the Nephilim were born.
And thus daytime bad television began.
And that is how the daytime was created.
This is how the days were begun. At 9 a.m. with people who definitely just drank a bottle of wine prior.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the rest that went along were Wendy Williams and
Oh, God.
everyone from The View and Whoopi Goldberg and Cheryl Osborne.
Bro, some of these names I don't even know. Also, I just yawned, Cedric. The hell, man?
Yawned? Ooh, you're in trouble.
Busted.
Got him. Don't edit it out.
I won't.
Okay, good. I was staring at him like he was going to edit it.
Yeah, don't edit it out, Cedric.
Don't do it.
Cedric? I said don't.
You look right at that wall and don't do anything if you're not going to edit it out. All right?
Sweet.
He's not editing
He's
it
not
out.
editing it out. What's our runtime, boy?
Hour 9 minutes.
An hour and 9.
Wow.
Not even a real
9 minutes.
an hour and 9 minutes. Copy that.
Wow. To think we've said nothing for an hour.
No, we talked about getting the band back together.
Oh yeah, in
That was, the
2042.
most, that was the most seminal conversation we've ever had.
I'll write the screenplay up for it so at least it can be scripted.
We'll sell it to Netflix.
It was so Oh man, it'll be one of those weird like, I can't even think of what you would call it. Like the Tanya story. That was a movie.
Hi, Tanya.
I, Tanya. So that's about the figure skater who attacked another figure skater in 1994. And it's about her.
That was the year I was born, but
Yeah, so I only know because it happened on January 6th and I saw it on one of those calendars.
when you were a
No,
month
like-
old.
Like a few...
I'm just kidding.
How would it already be on a calendar if it was daily news? No, I saw it on one of the... Like, everybody gets for Christmas, like the calendar. Old people.
An advent calendar?
No, like the daily calendars that have like some sort of theme on them.
Oh, I don't think I've ever gotten a calendar for Christmas.
Well, you're not old enough yet.
Apparently
You're good
not.
when you're older.
Can I get a calendar this year, Dad? You're not old enough.
Yeah, not yet. Got to be at least. Well, I got one, and you're older than me, so that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, by like a fucking month, 2 months.
Yeah. But it had like today in history, blah blah blah.
Okay, I know what you're talking
Yeah.
about. Yeah.
And it was talking about that, and then there's a movie about the girl who attacked her,
Oh. Okay.
and she's the one that like, or she didn't attack her. She had somebody hired to attack her. Classic, I just forgot his name. Jeez. Crap. Dude that I know, crazy tiger dude.
Oh, Joe Exotic.
Yeah, classic Joe Exotic move. Don't do it yourself. Hire someone else to.
Yeah.
But yeah, she got like arrested and put in prison, or her husband did, or something like that. But there's a movie about her, so they're very much into the, like, I don't know what that genre would be called. They make a movie about something horrible from the horrible person's perspective. I'm sure you've seen many shows like this. Making a Murder is kind of that, except he might be innocent. At least that's what they portray.
Yeah, I don't know what that subgenre of like crime film is.
Yeah, but it's like from the bad person's perspective. And a lot of times they're not even like sympathetic. It's like meant to be, look how freaking horrible this person was.
Yeah.
It's a weird genre.
So that's our movie is from we're the bad guys in
Yeah.
our perspective.
Yeah. It's like one of those, except it's like the band breaks up one.
And it's going to be called A Novel Thought Reunites.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Coming 2042.
2042.
2043 because it's a year production.
Yeah. And you don't want to
But we'll
release
produce
the
it
year
now.
it comes out. Yeah, it's weird.
We'll write, script, pitch, and produce it now.
Yeah.
But then put it out in 2043.
Yeah, and then it'll be 20 years younger us on probably horrible quality compared to what is in.
But we'll be doing the
the
press
future.
tour all throughout 2042, and both of us, all three of us will be 20 years older.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a perfect idea. I don't see any flawed logic in it at all.
No, I mean, really.
You want an ultimate full circle?
Okay.
I got Melody a copy of the script for a psych episode for Christmas.
Hey, you told me.
Yeah. And we watched it with the script. Super fun to do, and I want to go get more scripts and watch shows that I like.
need to do that. I want to learn
It's
how
really
to script
cool.
write. So I need to do that.
It's very interesting to see what actors improvise, which ones don't, which ones are directly to the script, how the script moves, even like scenes that just don't exist anymore. And some of it is like runtime. I'm sure they just had to cut it.
Yeah.
Like there was one, they skip a whole scene where Buzz, one of the cops, says something that Spencer says later, but the second time when Spencer says it is not scripted. So they clearly took Buzz's line and were like, it's an important plot. Let's have Spencer say it later on. So like they literally like took narrative away from a character to give it to another due to like runtime issues.
Interesting.
And I was like, whoa, that's so weird.
That is cool. I do want to learn how to write screenplays, so I need to do that. Where'd you buy it from?
Oh, the place where you get all random stuff. Etsy.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
It also had like prints of all the signatures of all the actors and stuff, so it's kind of neat. Cool little like fun novelty thing to have.
Yeah, no, that's cool. Is it like an original or a copy?
It's a copy.
Okay.
Yeah. It's just a print of all the signatures.
It'd be cool to have like an original.
Oh, it'd be so cool to have an original.
The original psych screenplay.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
I guess there's probably a whole shit ton of people writing for that show.
Ton of writers. A lot of the horror episodes are done by James Roday.
Oh, really?
He's originally a horror writer.
Because he's one of the creators too, right?
He is like a pseudo creator. When the creator went to get somebody, he went to James Roday and was like, "You should be the main character. I want you to be the main character. And when you do, I know that you already write and direct and all that, so we're going to have you do that as well."
Okay.
So he wasn't like technically a creator, but he was there from like the beginning. Like when they cast a lot of the people, it was like, who works best with James? And that's
right, doing like chemistry reads and stuff with him. Gotcha.
Sorry.
That show ran 8 seasons?
8 or 9, yeah.
It was a long-running show.
Yeah, very long.
I think I stopped watching it like season 7.
It's one of the few shows that, I mean, it's kind of classic cop drama investigation in every single show. It's one of the few shows that, like, every episode is, like, very distinct, very self-contained, but it still has underlying, like, will Jules and Spencer get together? Or who's dating who type of, like, stories. And then they have reoccurring characters, like Mr. Wang, or Mr. Yang, not Wang. Hilarious. The Yin Yang Killer.
What's your name? I'm Mr. Wang.
Mr. Wang. Spoiler, one of them is a lady.
Spoiler, he's got a huge penis.
That's not the spoiler, dang it. That's going to sound so weird.
That is going to sound so weird. With all the other little noises we made.
Yep.
With your whole drum solo.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's for the reunion tour. I mean,
yeah. Oh, it's a tour now?
Yeah.
Taking it on tour?
Well, yeah, you don't make a music video and then not tour.
Oh, God.
Come on now. Jeez.
It's just you sitting on stage.
God, that sounds like something Kanye would do. Like, he'd be like, I'm going on a tour for music. And they'd be like, oh, sweet, Kanye's got another thing. And then he just goes out there and
gets up on stage and there's like all this mist and these crazy spotlights all shine down on him. He's like kneeling down, talking to his microphone. And then he just complains about his t-shirts aren't selling for 20 minutes.
Yeah, Kanye concert.
Yeah.
Even though I heard he actually had great concerts. But
that is like a thing he does, though.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I had no idea.
He like goes out there, like Bo Burnham does several bits on him doing that.
That makes sense.
Because he goes out there and he like talks about his t-shirts aren't selling or all these things that are so unrelatable to his original fan base. Because he's so out of touch because he's so rich.
Yeah, I feel like that's a tough... I don't even know. How do you...
stay relatable when your lifestyle is so unrelatable to everyone? Especially
whenever you're like the young blood, grew up poor type of personality.
Yeah, and then how do you... I don't know.
Your phone just have a conniption?
My phone just had a conniption. Oh. Mutual friend wants us to play video games.
Wow.
I bet you can't guess who.
It's not Carter Prime.
No.
That's for sure. Oh, it's not Carter.
But yeah, to your question though, like how do you stay relatable when you're that hugely successful?
Have you ever seen the stand-up of Ellen just doing the opposite?
DeGeneres?
Yeah.
No.
It's really weird and also low-key kind of funny.
Where she's not trying to be relatable?
No, she's literally like, I don't think I can anymore because, I mean, I have gold toilets, so I know you guys wouldn't understand what that's like.
Jesus
like,
Christ.
Oh my
God.
It's like so off the wall that it's super funny. Because it's like, it's like she took that thing of like Ellen's not relatable anymore and was like, okay.
Does she like look at her audience member and like scream at him for like looking at her, making eye contact?
No, that's after the show, obviously.
Oh, okay.
Come on, that's not.
And then apologize for all the bad things that her producers did instead of the things she did.
No, again, that's after the show.
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
that's
never
after the
mind.
show.
Yeah, you're right. That would be relatable.
Yeah, that would be relatable. Yeah, can't do that. But yeah, it's straight up like I'm rich now.
Also, allegedly.
Comedy. It's so weird, but it's low key.
I mean,
funny.
I could probably enjoy content like that if they're just like, I can't relate to you.
Oh, what? Like that's literally
Yeah.
part of it. She's literally like, can't even relate anymore. I mean, what is a hamburger now? Like makes like what's hamburger now? $18, $40? I don't know. It's money's monopoly money now. Like jokes like that, and you're like, what? This is hilarious. I don't get it. Why it's so funny? Because it's like so backhanded, rude, but at the same time, like
What
feels,
does a hamburger cost? Peasants.
but at the same time, it's very like parody-esque. Like she was tired of people being like, "You're not relatable anymore," so she was like, "Okay, here we go."
So it was just very self-aware.
It honestly did feel like that.
I can respect that. I can't really respect her, but I can respect that.
Yeah, it's so weird because I heard it on, I don't even remember.
She really cares about my respect, by the way.
Well, yeah, I mean,
she
you're
said so herself.
yeah, yeah.
She was like, man, if that Colton guy,
That's exactly how she said it.
Yeah.
That Colton guy,
if you don't respect me, why I don't know what I'll do.
she'll just keep swimming. Nailed it.
But she'll forget.
True. Yeah.
Sorry, anyway, I ran over you. What were you going to say?
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay.
Other than, I saw it in like snippets. You ever heard when somebody puts out a comedy album and it technically has songs? It's like each joke. So I don't think I've actually heard the whole thing, but I've heard a ton of the different songs. Songs.
From
so
which
like
one?
jokes. Like whatever album it is that she does that.
Yeah.
So I don't know when it
From her
started.
special.
Or
I think
I don't
call it
know.
Special.
No, it was on an album because I heard it on like Pandora.
Oh, weird. Okay.
That's a thing that does get. I don't know if it gets done anymore. That was a like kind of common thing for comedians to release them as albums
Oh.
and then make each like joke or segment like the one song. And that's how they played
I
on.
didn't know that was a thing. Okay.
And then when they played, it was on Sirius XM. They have comedy stations, and they'll just play one song. Oh, nailed it. So it's like, here's the 5th segment joke of Kevin Hart's latest special. And then 3rd of Dave Chappelle. And then 3rd of Jim Gaffigan. And then 5th of Ellen DeGeneres.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Yeah, I didn't. I mean, that makes sense. That's how Jimmy Carr puts his stuff on YouTube.
Yeah, same concept. Just, it used to be more of a... I guess it still happens too, because I've seen it, but it's just the way they do it. They like release it like as an album. But it's weird because it's straight up the special. Like if you go watch on Netflix and you listen to them all in a row, it's just the file. But obviously they break their jokes up into segments, right? So you just cut between them.
Yeah, no, it makes
and then
total
you
sense.
just put them out that way.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, so I don't know how she set it up. Like if she did it at the beginning and then like everyone says I'm not relatable, insert all weird like I'm rich and you're not jokes. So I don't know how it actually got set up. But even just hearing it in that, it feels very over the top because she'll literally be like, "Oh, you guys don't have solid gold toilet seats?" Like it's like very hyperbolic. So it's not so much like it's definitely in parody, but it also you're like, Jesus, Ellen.
Jesus Christ.
At the same time, it's low key hilarious because it's so like, what is it? Averting expectations in comedy. Like it's the whole time you're listening, you're like, what the? This is Ellen. Like,
so it's low key hilarious. Loki, MCU, Endgame, End of the World, end of this episode.
God, that was freaking sick.
Please stop the recording now.